Alright, so guys, Destiny Bulletin posted some news that I want to take a look at here. So we're just going to get straight into it because it's quite interesting to me. Destiny 2 Edge of Fate hits mostly negative reviews on Steam amid complaints about the grind and old content. That's kind of crazy. I want to check that out real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh my god, it actually is mostly negative. Holy. All right, we're going to read this article here. We're going to see what the article says, and then we're going to take a look at some of the comments on Steam, which might not be a best idea there, but we'll figure it out. Right, going back to this. Destiny 2 The Edge of Fate dropped to mostly negative reviews on Steam, following now reverted portal nerfs, and players are calling out the grindy progression. The grindy progression, I do understand there, and they just did not help themselves with that TWID. I really don't know what they were thinking. They actually posted a TWID to say, we're removing rewards. The moment you even so much as include that in one sentence, you're screwed. I just don't get it. Why would you do that? I actually sometimes think that Bungie deliberately do things and make decisions just so that they can come out later into the week and say, guys, we heard your feedback and we're changing it, to kind of show themselves as this paragon of virtue. You know what I mean? Didn't exactly work this time, I guess, if that is the case. But anyway, Destiny 2's been in a rough spot since the Edge of Fate launched in mid-July. The story landed well, but the system changes didn't, with the players running into a wide range of bugs, including player movement, new stats, and more. Last week, Bungie previewed the first major post-launch update, Ash and Iron. Among them were some nerfs to the portal system and reward reductions for in exotic missions like Encore, Starcrossed, and the Whisper. Yep, that's a huge no-no. Big no-no. So much so that within days, the studio publicly walked the plan back, calling it the wrong call, and said the focus would shift to making the portal activities feel more rewarding instead of taking things away. It's crazy because to me, this is just such an automatic thing. I don't get it. Like, a group of people got around a table and said, yes, we should take this away. Yes, we should make it so that this reward no longer drops in this activity. Like, it genuinely blows my mind that a group of people did that, and then that got passed down to another group of people who also reviewed the plans and went, yes, we agree. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. All right, on Steam right now, Edge of Fate shows mostly negative. For recent reviews, 24% positive, 240 total in the last 30 days. This means about 58 positive and 182 negatives since August 18th. The day Bungie announced the portal nerfs for the Ash and Iron update, we counted a total of 89 negative reviews and only 15 positive in that same window. Players say the new power climb is slow and repetitive. The portal system has essentially killed the legacy content, with no one playing older raids, dungeons, and the reward economy doesn't respect the time you put in. I literally made a video saying this exact thing. Raids were honestly shot in the foot because other than getting the new weapons, god roll weapons, and the raid exotic, that's literally, like, there's no other reason to do the raid. It didn't drop powerful rewards. And I just hope they don't make that same mistake when we get the new dungeon in Renegades. That is a huge no-no. You'd like to think they'd learn from the past. However, there are a couple repeated things that have happened in the past with just Destiny in general and just Bungie in general that just seem to be resurfacing every now and then. But also, in regards to the power grind, I'm at about 410, 420 now, and the rinse and repeat, I don't even really know how to say it, like the rinse and repeat back and forth content grind over and over, same activity over and over and over and over. Like, imagine I said to you guys over and over and over repetitively, you'd be like, can you just shut up? That's so annoying. Yeah, exactly. That is the exact same mindset when it comes to just running the same content over and over and over. But you get the idea. Eventually I got burned out, and the annoying thing is I literally said this in my Destiny Rising video. I didn't want to stop playing Destiny. I love Destiny. Playing Destiny feels great to me. I just didn't like what Destiny 2 was giving me. Therefore, I'm having a fantastic time in Destiny Rising. And I just really hope that Bungie kind of sees the feedback that Destiny Rising is getting and kind of say, you know what, we need to take a little bit of a mindset change here, because these guys are getting all the praises and we're having to revert back on multiple changes that we thought were good ideas but are clearly not. Yes, imagine that. Removing loot was a good idea. Anyway, I'll leave that up to you. A total train wreck of baffling design choices, horrific progression, and a putrid amount of content, one review reads. Another sums it up as artificial grinding to boost player numbers. A third calls the new loop sunsetting with extra steps, complaining they're stuck running in the same 5-minute activity hundreds of times. I literally Just said that. Several reviews also say that the portal feels thin and overly curated, fewer match-made options, fewer weekly reasons to revisit the raid and dungeons, and older drops losing ground under the new tiering system. One player writes that missions force you to use a very limited amount of new or featured gear. They are talking about the Avant-Garde modifier, I guess, and I hate it. I hate Avant-Garde. I literally avoid any type of gameplay in Destiny 2 that has the modifier Avant-Garde. And like, if my mates are literally doing something that has Avant-Garde, I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm out. Because they are constantly saying, we want you to play the game how you want to play. We want to give players the choice. The reason why we added all of these modifiers is because we want to give players the ability to play the game they want to play with the modifiers that they want to use in the way that they want to use them, so that their content and so that their gameplay is completely curated around the stuff that they want to do. Like, it's so heavily forced in the direction of, oh, we want to give players the option, and yet the literal way to progress with your power is to do Avant-Garde, and it's so frustrating. Like, if you want to get tier 5 loot, you have to level up your Guardian rank. If you want to level up your Guardian rank, you have to do specific triumphs and specific things to get that to rank up. And part of that is Avant-Garde. And it's just so frustrating, man. I am, unfortunately, one of the unlucky souls that actually kind of fought through it. But, oh my god, it was horrible. It was just honestly horrible. Actually, another thing that I want to add on the back of that as well is when you're constantly grinding and when you're constantly leveling up your gear, and then you get something that says Avant-Garde, and then you haven't got the right power level to infuse into that item because it's an Avant-Garde, you know, item to be used in order to actually play the activity. And it's like, great. So I've just spent all that time grinding my power level up, which takes literally hours. And that's not an exaggeration. It takes hours. And now I've got to do that exact same thing again because I'm not a high enough power to use this specific thing because it requires Avant-Garde. And that specific thing that's part of the Avant-Garde pool isn't a high enough level, even though I am a high enough level, but the game says I cannot use those items. It's mad. It is honestly mad. Zooming out from the last 30-day snapshot, the overall Steam reviews aren't rosy either. As of August 31st, the total Steam reviews for the Edge of Fate expansion are mixed, with a 40% positive and 1,727 Steam purchaser reviews. Here's a comparison between the Edge of Fate overall Steam review score and past Destiny 2 expansions. The Edge of Fate, mixed, 40% positive. The Final Shape, mostly positive, 79% positive. That was peak Destiny content right there. Lightfall, mostly negative, 31% positive. Yep, that, honestly, I'm surprised that's even 31% positive with that, to be honest with you. The Witch Queen, mostly positive, 375% positive. The numbers don't lie, guys. Your opinion, obviously, you know, you have your opinion. The numbers don't lie. The facts don't lie. You know what I mean? All right, moving on. They go on to say, you can see the same push-pull on the subreddit Destiny 2 the game. There have been several posts talking about how older activities are now empty. Players say queues for legacy raids and dungeons take longer, especially Crucible. I literally made a video like not too long ago, I would say like 2 or 3 days ago, about Crucible, and I'm just stuck in orbit for over 8 minutes. Waiting in queue for over 8 minutes for just a basic control game is insane. Players say that queues for legacy raids and dungeons take longer, and matchmaking drops them into half-full lobbies. Spent 20 minutes trying to fill a witness checkpoint this week. 2 months ago, the fire team would be full in less than 5 minutes on a Tuesday morning. One post reads, Bungie did confirm that they will be adding older raids and dungeons to the portal system in the future. As for what's next in Destiny 2, all eyes are on the Ash and Iron update. Again, I said that in my last video, which launches on Tuesday, September 9th, less than 10 days away from now. And we still know nothing about it other than we're going back to the Plague Lands and the update that they spoke about in the last TWID, which didn't go down so well. Not great. That is basically the end of the article, but I just want to very quickly see for myself the mostly negative responses. Edge of defeat, edge of grind, edge of never-ending suffering, edge of no content, edge of no seasonal story, edge of nothing, edge of repetitive play, edge of lies, edge of ... Regret, magic balls, anger, repetition, regret, magic balls, anger, repetition, loyal fan for years, struggling to push through this one. It's hard for us 10-year players to quit, even harder to embrace what it's becoming. I'm an 11-year veteran of the Destiny IP itself. I feel you exactly on that one. I love kind of the nod here to the Lodi lore, with him saying that with what Lodi says in the campaign and actually the trailer. They sunset everything a second time, man, but this time in a way that'll have Destiny players going, actually, about it. Just let it die, man. Don't come back from this. I actually completely refuse with the whole let it die thing. Destiny 2 doesn't need to die. Destiny the IP doesn't need to die. And Destiny Rising is a good example of that. Destiny Rising has over 10 million signups. It was the leading app worldwide on day release when it came out on both iOS and Android and on emulators. People don't want to stop playing Destiny. People really enjoy Destiny as a game. It's just what we're getting right now in Destiny 2 is so lackluster and just so, okay guys, we're listening. Okay guys, we're listening. Give us feedback on this. Please holler. Like, I get it. I understand that communication is key. Of course I understand that communication is key. But when it comes to making decisions like, we're removing the rewards from the missions, come on. It doesn't take a genius to work out that that's probably not going to land well, especially when the grind is already dire as it is. We'll read a couple more here. Let's just see what they says. F your tier leveling system. Hate the game even more now every time I try to play. Whoever okayed this is brain dead, and Pete Parsons, F you, man. Well, Pete Parsons is gone now, so maybe there will be some positive change. Plus 30 hours of content, minus 100 hours of content. Not a good time to return unless you get unnaturally excited by hand cannons. Yep, again, I made a video on this too. Crucible is honestly in the worst position right now. Hunter throwing knife on Solar, Hunter Tempest Strike on Arc, both of these things one shot by the way. Invis Hunter on Void with Smoke Grenade slow, blinds, does damage over time, stops you from picking up heavy ammo, stops you from reviving teammates. It's absolutely insane. And then obviously you've got things like Graviton Spike and the new Trials hand cannon, which is also a sub shotgun as well, which is just absolutely dominating PvP right now. All right, well, you know what? That's probably enough negativity for one day. I think we all pretty much get the idea, but yeah, I don't know. There definitely needs to be some changes here because obviously it's not in the most fantastic position, and it really does suck to be honest with you because the Edge of Fate as an expansion, when it came to story content and just, you know, the value of that content that we were actually given was really good. I actually really like Edge of Fate. I thought Edge of Fate was absolutely fantastic. As an expansion, Edge of Fate is very good. It's just, it's unfortunately stained by the poor management from Bungie's side, the crazy mindless decision making that I just don't understand in the most constructive and polite way. And just the grind is just so time consuming, man. So time consuming. Life is not it's not a slow thing. Life is a very, very fast thing. Before you know it, you're going to be in your 30s. I started playing this game 11 years ago. I was part of the D1 beta, and I'm about to hit 30 years old next year. Like, the grind just needs to be tuned. And like I said, you know, I really enjoy Destiny. I want to keep on playing Destiny, which is why I'm playing Destiny Rising and having an absolutely fantastic time because I just need a break from the grind that is Destiny 2. But ultimately, like I say at the end of every single one of my videos, guys, your opinion is what matters most. So let me know what those are in the comment section below. Guys, if you want to talk to me on Discord, you can join the Discord server. That is in the description below as well. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. And guys, I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for your time today. Take care.